Hello and welcome to another electronic circuit simulation online audit course. Today's topic is high frequency oscillator. We will specially study the case of Hartley oscillator in LT Spice simulation. Now let us directly go to the circuit schematic. So this is my Hartley oscillator schematic. Let me just give you a theoretical representation of the same so that we can relate it properly. I don't know this diagram is visible or no. Yeah. So this is a general structure of a Hartley oscillator. It consists of an amplifier consisting of resistors R1, R2, RC, RE, CE, and active device that is BJT, NP and BJT. And feedback network consists of a LC tank circuit consisting of inductor L1, L2 along with C3. And this Hartley oscillator works on the principle of positive feedback. As you can see in this circuitry, there is no external AC input. The circuit is powered by a DC power supply and it generates oscillation on its own. But the beauty of the circuit is it generates a high frequency sinusoidal signals. The formula, I don't think so it is visible. Yeah, so formula frequency of oscillation is given by 1 upon 2 pi square root of L equivalent into C3. So where L equivalent is L1 plus L2. So as you can see, the frequency of oscillation depends on the LC tank circuit. There are two Barkhusen's criteria which helps it to produce sustained oscillations. Now, as you can see the exact symmetry of this circuitry. Similar to this, we have implemented a circuitry in LT Spice. So this is my amplifier network consisting of R1, R2, RC, RE, CE, and my active transistor that is Q1, which is we have selected it as 2N2222, active BJT. And this is my LC tank circuit consisting of inductor L1, L2, C3. And CC1 and CC2 are my input and output coupling capacitors. So as you can see, the frequency of the Hartley oscillator is given by the formula 1 upon 2 pi square root of L equivalent into C3. So here in this case, L equivalent is L1 plus L2. L1 and L2 value is 2.2 microhenry. So L equivalent will be around 4.4 microhenry. So if you substitute the other values, that is C3 is around 47 nanofarad and L equivalent is around 4.4 microhenry. So if you substitute in this formula of F naught, then our value, theoretical value, as per the formula, comes out to be 349.98 kilohertz. So this is the value which we are getting in a Hartley oscillator. For your reference, the circuit is already built up. Now let me just run the circuitry and show you the results. Before doing that, a quick note on the working and Barkhusen's criteria satisfaction. To produce a sustained oscillations, Barkhusen's criteria has to be satisfied. So for that, the gain of the feedback network, that is in this case LC tank circuit, and the gain of the amplifier network, that is this amplifier, the product of it should be just greater than 1. Also, the phase shift around the entire network should be 0 or 360-degree. So in this case, the phase shift provided by the LC tank circuit is around 180-degree, and the phase shift provided by this amplifier network is C amplifier network is around again 180-degree. So hence the total phase shift is around 360-degree or 0-degree. The entire circuit is powered by 10 volts DC power supply. Now let us simulate it. For simulation, go to simulate and click on run. Now remember, we have to plot the output versus time. So we have to give you a suitable time. Let me give time as around 50 milliseconds and I click on OK. So as you can see, the x-axis, you will get, it will take some time. you will get around 0 to 50 millisecond. Since the frequency is very high, the timing is very, very small. So the simulation of a Hartley oscillator takes some time. As you can see in this screen, the transient analysis is when it is 100%, you will get a full speed. So basically, we have now got the window as 0 to. Now we will plot the waveforms, V out, and click on OK. So as you can see, the waveforms are getting built up slowly. It takes some time to process because of tremendously high frequency. So what I will do is I'll fast forward this video so that I will directly show you the waveforms. So if you let the waveforms run for around 10-15 seconds or maybe around 25 seconds, you will get this waveform which is on the screen. So as you can see, it's a progressive increase and it's symmetric on both above and below zero. And these are compressed waveforms because of very high frequency. So we have to expand the waveform. So to expand the waveforms, place your cursor over here, left click and drag. So we have to further expand the waveform. So again, left click. It's highly compressed because of. So we have to keep doing that until we get a sine wave, close to a sine wave, because it's a very high frequency. Okay, yeah. So we are getting a close to a sine wave. The sine wave is slightly distorted. That is due to very high frequency. It break it into small oscillations. So that's why you see this kind of irregularity. But nevertheless, let us check the frequency of oscillations. So to check the frequency of oscillations, I'll right click on this cursor and I'll place the pointer over here, first cursor over here at around 0 volts or close to 0 volts. Okay. And the second cursor over here, I will also place it near this point. Okay. So it's nearby. Okay. So as you can see, it calculates the time difference between one period. So from year to year, we have one time period, and the frequency it's directly calculating. That is 1 divided by t time period. That will give us the frequency. So here we are getting an answer as 348.97 kilohertz. So let me just copy this value, 348.97 kilohertz, and our theoretical value is coming out to be 349.98 kilohertz. So I'll write this value, f naught is equal to, and I'll place this value over here. So this is your simulated value. So you can compare, the result is quite close. The theoretical value by formula is coming out to be 349.98 kilohertz, and simulated value in LT Spice simulation is coming out to be 348.975 kilohertz. So in this way, you can simulate the waveforms, the circuit of a Hartley oscillator, and observe the sinusoidal high frequency waveform. Also, one more thing which I want to share is this distortions is fairly observed at a very high frequency, but nevertheless, the more than 90% of the waveforms is a sinusoidal waveform. So that's it with respect to Hartley oscillator. Next time we'll see another high frequency oscillator. Thank you.